Very, very pun heavy episode, I might add, as far as slides. Just I went a little pun happy. Oh, let's cue the music. Welcome, one and all, to another edition of Everyone Hates Us, the podcast dedicated to the art of winning and the beautiful sport of baseball and football. That's Dan Grievitz. That's Colin Murphy. If you see my hands pointing, I'm your host, Lee. We're going to get into this. Guys, so it's still young. The season is still young, okay? The NFL season is still young. The MLB season is still, stuff is happening. There's still movement. The wild card is still up for grabs. It's a time actually brimming with hope for most teams. It's stupid to say this after this past week, and I really got to say, I feel like every quarterback I feel like one quarterback in every division got injured. Like it's just anyway.
Actually, at least
one.
True. Oh, the South, NFC South. No, they're all four starting quarterbacks.
Spencer Rattler is not a healthy quarterback.
Almost worse news for the Saints there.
I almost would rather an injured like Teddy Bridgewater get out there and like show me what you can do, buddy. Like, oh my Lord, he is horrendous. Anyway, we're not here to slander Spencer Rattler. Okay, we're here to talk about things that we're hopeful for. Yeah, any more than usual. Poor guy. I think we did it last week too. Like we dunked on him last week. Poor Spencer. Can't catch a break out here. So let's get on to it. So guys, there are things that we hope for, like things that we hope for in life. And in sports, we spend our entire time hoping, right? It's like if you're a Laker fan, you just hope that at some point management will become competent, and or you hope that the years turn to 00s or 9s, and then we're in the title picture again, right? Like it's just, you hope for those things. You're a Dodger fan. You hope that we don't blow up in the postseason.
Sometimes it happens. You're
a Browns fan. You hope that the number one pick is not a quarterback this year, right? Like these are things that you can kind of hope. But what about in life? What are some things that you've hoped for and you have no control over? Because let's be real, we have very little to no control over sports outcomes. But what about in life? In life, there are many things in which you just hope for the best. And I got to tell you guys, it was a life-changing moment for me, was when I hoped that I would get into a freaking 4-year university. Like I was like in a rough spot. I was going back to school and I had applied to all these schools and I had gotten rejected from so many schools. Like it was insane. Like the letters that were coming in was just depressing. Like schools I didn't want to go to were rejecting me. And I was just like, you were my backup. Like, what the hell? What is going on? And of course, like it was all the public schools in California. And so something had happened with my record where like, I think just something got messed up. So my public school record in California is horrible. And so when I got my UC applications back, I was like, I don't even want to go to that school. Like, why are you rejecting me? And so I was hoping that out of the other schools that I applied to, that one of them would take me, and one school in particular. And so I just remember like kind of checking out. It's such a weird feeling, like where you're just like, I have no control over this process. This sucks so bad. Like the feeling of uncertainty. Because in the moment I didn't have the insight of, oh, only the public schools are rejecting me. Only the public schools in California are rejecting me. And it's because I spent time at a public school in California already and it's taxpayer subsidized. But like, I just remember thinking like, I don't have that insight back then. So I'm like, I got rejected from this slapdick UC school that I wouldn't have gone to. Like this hurts. Like this is hurting my soul. And I think there's no way I'm getting to these other schools like, Columbia or Michigan or freaking USC or anything like that. I'm like, there's no way. And sure enough, the letters start coming in. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Like, I got rejected from UC Merced, bro. Like, all due respect to UC Merced. I really, all due respect.
But there at that point,
Colin, you can't punch down like that, dude. You can't go to Caltech and then make fun of schools, all right?
I'm saying you can't make fun of UC Merced.
I'm not making fun of them. I was like, I just didn't want to go there because it's in the middle of
punching
nowhere.
down? You're the one punching down.
I'm not punching down. UC Merced and USC are orthogonal. Like, don't what? No. In terms of academic regard, I find them orthogonal. In terms of where I'd rather live, I vastly prefer one to the other. Like, but anyway. And one day, I got a transcript request from USC. So I gotten into some other schools, like all private schools and out-of-state schools. Like, I was doing pretty good. And then I get a letter from USC saying they want my transcript. And I was like, why would you want my transcript if you weren't thinking of letting me in? And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. So that was my dream school. I got in. Easily one of the top, well, now I have a kid and a wife. So top 5 day of my life. Yeah. So I hoped for it, but I didn't dare think that I could. It's weird. Like, I hoped for it, but I didn't even let that thought enter my mind. That's how badly I wanted to go. Like, I didn't want to taint that hope with my desire. You know, it's just like, oh, just put it out of your head, right? Like, you just want it so bad. It's unhealthy to want something this bad. And for me to finally get it, it was one of the happiest days of my life. So, guys, I'm assuming there's nothing to that degree for you guys, seeing as both of you seem like folks who have gotten what you've wanted in life, generally speaking.
I think I might be able to pass this.
Oh, okay. I'm curious, Murph. What do you got?
So yeah, my family, we commercially fish. And then not too long ago, I went out, and then just because of work and other stuff, I had to come back during small craft advisory. Is a pretty like rainy, foggy, like wavy day. And I was bringing back my sister's deckhand as well. And so we were in the boat, and we end up, it's been a while since I've been out there, and there's no compass or map on the boat because these are just open skiffs. These aren't like very big, like 10 footers outboards, you know. And so we're like way late getting back into port, and then finally we run out of gas, and I can just see the port of Whittier, but we can't do anything about it. It is pouring rain. And so definitely one of those situations where, and this guy had never been out fishing before. He just kind of asked me, he's like, well, what do we do now? I was like, well, hope someone comes out during a small craft when the Coast Guard normally is not really keen on letting you out, or the harbor master. It's like, and then hope someone sees us because we're right here in the middle. I think we had a kicker, but it wasn't gonna be enough to get us into the port. So I was like, worst comes to worst, we'll just like kick over to a shrimp pot and then tie off for the night, and then just stay out there until someone goes and checks their shrimp pot. And that was kind of the whole big brain plan we had there. I kind of was a little surprised because I assumed that because of how late I was, my sister should have like checked in on us. We didn't have cell service. There was no way to really message each other, but I thought she'd at least try and follow me in and see that I was out of gas. But apparently what happened with her was she had correctly realized that we were really late getting into port. She didn't have gas, so she tried to get one from a bigger boat. And as she was like tying off and whatever, she like slipped on one of the waves, and she ends up like fracturing her orbital bone and like ended up messing up her eye pretty bad. So she like couldn't make the trip out. So she stayed in the bay to avoid the like coming out. So yeah, me and this guy that I barely knew, just sitting there, 2 people on this little boat, just waiting and hoping that someone was going to come by. Eventually someone did. And they like gave us enough gas to put on into the harbor. And yeah, we were finally saved from this little lost at sea thing. The Coast Guard was very livid over the whole thing. I think there have been lots of reports about where us being late and stuff. But that's probably the biggest one I had, where again, like something's completely out of my control. You really don't know how long you're gonna be out there. It was gonna storm maybe for a little bit. I kind of thought someone would try to run out and like check a shrimp pot or something, and if we'd be able to like hail someone down, but our flares didn't work, which certainly didn't help the situation. And yeah, so that I don't know if it's necessarily the same as getting into college, but I don't necessarily think this was. I mean, obviously hypothermia is always somewhat of a risk because it was really wet and rainy, but I wouldn't say I was like super concerned about anything, but certainly wasn't in the back of my mind that this was perfectly safe and we were definitely going to be safe at the end of this whole thing. Kind of one of those.
Yeah. No, I mean, my story is kind of similar to yours. Funnily enough, I when sent us this prompt idea, I thought about my first ever road trip. So this was back in 2012, and I was like 19 at the time, I believe. And I was driving in Utah around Moab. This was near the very beginning, I guess. And I had this little like paper guidebook that had like all the scenic byways and like stuff. And there was a scenic byway to get into Canyonlands National Park, which was very close to where I was. So I started driving, and this is in my 2007 Prius here, which is very low to the ground, and yeah, a very on-road vehicle. But I started driving, and I
Now, to be clear, 2007 Prius around this time, that'd be a fairly new car, right? Like
it was 5 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I started driving, and I mean, the views are insane. Like, obviously, like that part of the country, beautiful. I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going. And the road starts getting a little rougher, but I'm like, well, I mean, the guidebook says that this way is is into the park. And in, I guess, the arrogance of youth, I just kept going and was like, I'll figure it out. And like literally the road starts getting like very uneven, but I'm just like, I can make it through. So I just started going like over these crazy bumps on the Prius and like making it through, but like very much like, I don't know, like the terrain is wild, but I'm still going. And eventually I finally reach a sign that says, "Welcome to Canyonlands National Park." And so I pass that sign, and like very soon after the sign, my car goes over this like bump. And I go out and I see, like, for the first time I pass something that I know for sure I can't return over. Uh and this is like, I don't know, an hour and a half. So I'm like, oh great. Like I think I've officially trapped myself, and like
Were you high center?
I don't know exactly what that means, but like
Like when like your undercarriage is like caught up above the wheels, so you don't have pressure to get out. Like like you're high in the center.
I just went over like a little ledge, so like the Prius couldn't go back up like that ledge. It was like a step. So yeah, I found myself in the like past this thing, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I was like, I had gotten out of the car and was getting sort of the lay of the land. And I was ready to like, all right, I guess I'll just forge forward and see where I can get. And literally right then, after not seeing anyone for 2 hours plus, a park ranger drives by, and he's like, hey. First he was like shocked that I had driven my Prius there. He's like, I didn't think that anything with that wasn't like heavy off-road could even get out here, but just from sheer determination and like being young and dumb, like they were just like, how did you get this car over here? But I mean, we got past those explanations really quick, and he sort of gave me a little ramp and got me back up, and I was able to head back with no problems, and it was just a fun story. And even though I could have been stuck out there in the desert for I don't know who knows how long, but
exactly
turned out fine. Zero issues at all.
The opposite of mine. You were in a desert and I was in the water in a rainstorm.
Yep.
So y'all nearly died.
Yep.
Okay.
I wouldn't say either of us were super close, but it was definitely a risk like that could have happened from the positions we had left ourselves in.
I mean, you almost have been stressed is the idea. It's like, it's fairly stressful to be like, well, what's going to happen here?
But then, park ranger showed up at exactly the right moment. I didn't even have time to like feel like I had made the mistake. Only later in retrospect, I was like, damn, I really should have turned around much sooner. But it was fine.
It's funny how it works out sometimes, boys. Well, why did I do this segment? And the idea was basically, we all have things that we hope for. And there are times where it's pretty bleak. And I would argue that for some NFL teams, it's pretty fucking bleak. Okay, like F-bomb entirely warranted. It's holy moly. So, oh boy. Before we get to that though, real quick. And guys, I really need to point out, all right, this is Convocation of Clergy by John Gilbert, I believe, a Liverpudlian painter, 19th century, that I was able to just put through AI and say, replace the Bible with a football. And they did it. So I was like, nice.
His fingers aren't even on the laces. Like, what is this?
It's a pretty damn big ball, and folks weren't that huge back then. All right, like, come on. All right, so, but this is clearly a regulation, Aaron Rodgers approved PSI ball here. Okay. So as we know, in the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs, there were two distinct plays in which I looked at the TV and was like, oh, we're doing the tush push. Hey, that's a false start. Hey, that's a false start. And we got away with it. And a bit of a problem. So I want to know, from your guys' perspective, where does this put us with the football gods? Like, where does it put the Eagles with the football gods? Have we angered them? Are they mildly annoyed? Does this come with the territory? Like, what is going on? You guys try to divine what the football gods are thinking as a result of uncalled tush push false starts.
I mean, you guys keep winning, so I think clearly the football gods are enjoying what you guys are doing. But I do expect a schism here to start, and Ed Policy is going to channel his inner Martin Luther and put some 95 theses of why this is complete bullshit. And I think this gets banned this offseason for this reason, as the NFL moves to Protestant gods going forward. And the heretic Eagles their favorite player will be excommunicated.
Yeah, I think this past offseason, we had the equivalent of the Council of Nicaea, where they sort of went over these things and sort of established the doctrine that was going forward. And so we have established doctrine at this point. But yeah, the blatant, like one of these plays, there was like 3 of the offensive linemen on false starting in the same play. Like it was just blatant. I think at this point, yeah, I think at this point, like I said, like Colin said, I do think it'll just get changed in the offseason. But again, like, they went over this in the past offseason. So like, if they didn't ban it then it's acceptable.
To continue the football gods and the whole Catholic Protestant split analogy, this would make, Mark Murphy in the past one more like Jan Hus and the Hussites. Who obviously weren't fully successful until then. Martin Luther comes in a lot more successful with his push. Around was it like 80 years later?
Are you comparing the tush push to like Catholic church indulgences? Like,
yes.
What the hell?
That's 100% what we were doing right now.
That is not even like remotely close, guys. We're talking about a yard. All right. It's 1st and 9 every time, boys.
Sometimes a yard is very important.
Oh, it's very important when it happens on TV and like, whoever is watching loses their mind. Like, God. Was it Kevin Burkhardt who was just bitching nonstop this weekend? I was like, dude, shut up, man.
I know Dean Blandino came in and is like, this play cannot be officiated as is. Like, he's like, everyone's offside. There's neutral zone infractions. There's false starts. Like, this is just a complete mess.
Whatever.
I mean, I've never seen like the shot. I think the one that you posted here on the slide, like I've never seen, like if they had something that blatant with like 3 players just fully offside, like I would have imagined that it would have already gotten banned. But like I hadn't seen a video that clear cut before of that many guys offside.
I mean, the whole Eagles offensive line's like in the neutral zone. So like, what are we doing?
I mean, tell you what they're doing. is lining up in the neutral, like even before the start, like he's already just over.
I'm surprised. Yeah, he's down in a 4-point, like in a 3-point, like all 3 points in the neutral zone.
Also, I think the end of the thing is Jalen Hurts is a very strong like guy. They're going to be just fine running a regular quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a huge difference when they.
But this one just feels more 93%.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fundamentally change. I think it will stop these like it's 3rd and 3. Let's just run this play twice, which is
Spam
basically what
it.
the Eagles have turned into. But,
Spam the tush push.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's all good and well. Sounds like you guys have some pretty reasonable takes, so we'll move on. I'm not gonna say anything about that. I mean, like, I see it,
I could feel you're ready to be outraged. Like,
yeah, no, it's just like I'm tired of the discussion at this point, right? It's just like, yeah, we do it. And to Colin's point, I actually do agree with him that Jalen does have the lower trunk space, like strength to be like, just do a normal QB sneak. You probably get it, bro. Like, you're strong enough, and our line's pretty. It's not like our line is bad. Our line is good. Like, so it's not overly surprising. But I would argue that that's kind of not a football play either. But sure, like,
I mean,
it's like borderline.
I mean, that was the big thing that they were saying this last off season.
Yeah, that the tush push itself is not a football play, but I'm like, the QB sneak isn't that far off from that. It's like.
I believe the defense are going to go, or the attack they're going to go on this one is that we can't officiate this play properly.
I think that's the better. That's a more valid point, which is, and when you have TV and you have people watching, and then the refs can't see, but the cameras can see.
You also can never see the ball. They are always guessing. Like,
they're guessing right, okay, and then when they get it, when we don't get it, they're guessing wrong.
A lot of times it's obvious, but just saying, like, you can't see the ball.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, like, Jalen breaks. You can see Jalen break the plane on most of them because it's just like. Yeah, all right,
that's
here we
not
go.
The issue. You're like,
if I had a secondary issue, it's the forward momentum. Like, when that's deemed is also it seems like they let that play run way longer without someone moving forward than any other play. Like, if that was a running back in the pile, like they never would let it go on that.
They would have whistled.
Some might even describe it as indulgent. How long they let the.
That's why I really think moved off it. After the whole Jan Hus and Martin Luther comparisons, is just where do we even go from here?
It's pretty damning, no pun intended, boys. Got to tell you. Yeah, no, it's ugly stuff, and I'm sure that's it's not it's nobody's a fan of it, and I know. And to my Philly fans who are like, well, anybody else can do it. We just do it better. I'm just like, bro, like, not everybody has a Cam Jurgens / Jason Kelsey who's willing to do this. Like. Some guys value their careers and they don't want to die. Like, that's, I can't fault them for that. Not everybody has a Jalen Hurts who can squat 600 pounds. All right. Like, yeah, we are disproportionately advantaged in the way that we run this, the frequency with which we do it and all that. So it's just like, you know why they're complaining, guys. It's ugly football. Nobody wants to see this shit. Like, let's be honest. Like, I enjoy the drive going long, but like only if we're going to throw it. Okay. Like, and what have we been doing? Just running all day. Making the games way short. How am I supposed to sit down and do nothing when the games only last like 2 hours? Like, what the hell is this? Just run the damn ball every fucking time. How about we throw sometimes? How about we get some nice little commercial breaks between my touchdowns and my kickoffs? Okay, like 20-17. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
I like how that one ended.
Much worse weekend here for the Minnesota Vikings. Oof. Not even the weekend. It was Sunday night. It's technically the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Holy hell. This was one of the worst quarterback performances I have ever seen. I was kind of debating between two Vikings primetime games, between the Kirk Cousins versus the Eagles, I believe in 22 or 21. And JJ McCarthy versus the Falcons on Sunday Night Football. I think JJ takes the cake. There were non-contact fumbles here. Like,
I have a worse one.
Oh,
Josh Freeman, Monday Night Football.
We're not counting that.
With the Vikings. They signed him like 3 days before the game, and I had him throw it 50 times. It was awful.
Someone
who the hell does that?
You can't count that. Like, Kirk Cousins was actually the starting QB. And JJ McCarthy is actually the starting QB.
Yeah. Josh Freeman made a Pro Bowl.
Not that year.
A lot of guys have made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So to reiterate real quick, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles, including 2 non-contact fumbles. Like, what the hell are you even doing? Why are there balloons? And then, this is the MacBook thing. 28.6% off target rate was the second highest among week 2 QBs. And then, of course, it comes out on Monday. I'm sorry?
Who was number 1? Was Justin Fields? Because he was awful too.
Fields is pretty bad. I think, yeah, it probably was.
I think those were the two worst from this weekend. But yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean
Gino was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Gino was rough.
Yeah, Gino was pretty bad. So there's also that. And then, of course, it comes out on Monday that he's got a 2 to 4 week, what I'm calling a labringery. Okay. Where, you have a performance so sad that the only thing that could possibly explain it is an injury. This is dark times if you're a Vikings fan. This was the prince who was promised, and instead he is a complete toad, except for one quarter. 7 out of 8 quarters, he has been a total toad. And in one quarter, he looked like the second coming of Pat Mahomes. So, like, I'm not entirely sold on JJ. I don't think Viking fans have any reason to be optimistic about his abilities just yet. I don't even think they have any reason to be optimistic about his ability to improve this season, given the injury, given how, your first NFL season is a season full of reps. Remember, and just to remind people, I don't know if you guys remember, you definitely remember. I'm going to bring up this clip. This is a pretty famous clip.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
So if you guys recall, that game was in Peyton Manning's rookie season. And that is actually Jim Mora, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts at the time. And Peyton had thrown, I believe, 4 interceptions. He had a lot.
He threw a lot of sixes that year too.
Yeah. As Jim would go into detail to explain that this was not on the defense, that if you turn the ball over 5 times, I don't care if they're a high school team, I don't care if they're a junior college team, et cetera, et cetera. And there's the first year is going to be rough. It was rough for Peyton freaking Manning. Okay. Like, it's going to be rough. JJ McCarthy is not Peyton Manning. He's not even fucking close, guys. Like, I'm sorry. But I will turn on this. This segment is called There's Always Hope. And it's to help Vikings fans to maybe find a silver lining in all of this. And I think it was on display, actually, on Sunday Night Football. If you guys watch, they gave up 22 points. One was a meaningless, part the seas. 7 of those points was a meaningless part the seas, Tyler Algier touchdown. They got gashed up by Bijan Robinson. Gashed up. Just absolutely just cut up. And but otherwise, they looked really fucking good. Like, the Vikings defense looked pretty damn good. Like, it's just really unfortunate. You have all this expensive luggage and no plane ticket. Like, you just have all this nice stuff and you're ready to go on vacation. You just don't have a plane ticket. And I think the defense is something that you guys should hang your hat on. I think a defense keeps you in it, at least. And let's see what happens the rest of the season. So that's my good takeaway. The bad takeaway is JJ McCarthy started, which means there's not a better quarterback than JJ McCarthy on this roster right now, which is very disheartening.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, the Wentz master. It's always his backup. So what the Vikings really need to do is just bring in another guy to go in behind him. Maybe they'll win the Super Bowl this year. He's a trash quarterback. It's so fucking terrible. I'm sorry. Anyway.
All he really needs to do is get the ball to Jefferson,
which is not a big ask.
Can do that.
Yeah.
Get it in his.
It is a very, hey, dude, go get that.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is that wide receiver. But I think the Vikings do have the defense to at least make games competitive and make them kind of close. So, and the criticism is that Bijan Robinson ran all over them. Well, if your one weakness is Bijan Robinson, I can live with that. It's like, hey, is your one weakness being shot by a sniper rifle? Well, that's pretty fucking unlikely. So, go on out there and do your best, buddy. So I really do think it was a really great acquittal. And in the same vein, analogically to the Jim Mora rant, you can't put that on the defense. All right, they held them to field goals galore. It was, you can't put that on the defense. So, and I know Atlanta's defense is not that good. All right, it's not that good. Okay, JJ McCarthy was terrible. So, Yeah, take heart.
Yeah, I was going to say
Minnesota.
that
There's-
about Geno. Like Geno had a terrible game, but at least the Chargers defense looked great.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chargers
Yeah.
defense is elite. Like I never heard of half of these guys, but they're really good.
But
So-
then you look at that Bears-Lions game, you're like, maybe you know, maybe the Bears defense is really bad.
Yeah, definitely believable. So that's my cope for Vikings fans. The defense is so good that you probably can stay in a bunch of games. Now, Kevin O'Connell's been on the right and wrong side of a lot of these coin flip games, one possession games over the past couple of seasons. He was definitely on the wrong side of it 2 years ago, on the right side of it last year, on the right side of it 3 years ago, I want to say. They had a good amount of wins the year before that. So it kind of flip-flops, but just hope that the coin lands on your side this time, Vikings fans. But take heart. Also, your division is an absolute fucking abattoir, and good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, they won 14 games with Sam Darnold. I feel like from their perspective, we can between KOC and like our defense, we can make it work with anything. Because
Yes.
Darnold was good last year, but he also had, I mean, that Jags game, he threw 4 picks and they won 12-9 or something stupid. Like the team definitely can get by with bad play in a way that like a lot of other teams just can't.
Yeah. So fair play to the Vikings. Now, whether that results in wins or losses when you're starting Carson Wentz remains to be seen. I think that'll do it for pro football. And we're going to come back with a There's Always Cope for a certain baseball team that's making this part of the season very exciting. Very exciting. Big props to this team. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. We're at 31 minutes. 32. Okay. All right. Let me try this whoosh. And
Very
we're
whooshy.
back. Yeah, no, it was very pro sounding, right? Very pro sounding. Oh boy. Okay, guys. Here we go. So we're doing the segment called There's Always Cope. And we kind of split the sports. One is football, and the next one is baseball. The baseball, Colin will be taking the reins on this one. This one is actually from, I think, last year. Or no, 2 years ago. 2 years ago when they missed it. This is Dom Smith, I think. So, yeah. But, I mean, the photo's just too good. The New York Metropolitans are, I believe, still, as of press time, 1.5 games in the wild card, the final wild card spot in the National League. They started out the season on a heater. They have cooled off significantly since then. Murph, give us a breakdown. What the hell is going on with the Mets?
I mean, the stats you put up there kind of show it. The bats aren't hitting that well, but I mean, 701 is not horrible, but the bullpen ERA is that's shambolic. The starting pitchers aren't doing great. So, I mean, the way I see it, you're getting C bats, C starting pitching, and F bullpen. And this is how you end up with just a miserable month. And even the whole 15-26 since August 1st, like they were 500 for a little bit there. Like I think 5-12 in their last 17 is kind of where they're at. And this is what's allowed, teams like my Diamondbacks to kind of get back into it a little bit. But if I were a Mets fan, I do think there's a lot of reasons to be hopeful about this. And, Fangraphs even put out an article today because people were talking about the playoff percentages. With a lot of, I believe it was even Mets fans saying, you have the Mets way too high. Have you seen us playing recently?
Was it like 80%?
Yeah, they broke down the whole argument, and basically what they're kind of say is that, the state of the team is what matters a lot more than, I guess, the recent play, and that you can snap in and out of these funks like pretty quickly. And if you're a Mets fan, this offense is still really, really good. And even if the bullpen probably can't literally be worse than this, the starting pitching is probably, but even with the starting pitching being like that and the bullpen just being a little bit better, the bats should be good enough to eke out enough wins to get through this. As we're speaking right now, they're up 7-2 on the Padres, so things are looking good for them today. But I think the one thing that makes me feel best about them going forward, though, is their schedule. You look at the last 4 series, they're set to take the game against the Mets today, but after that, they still have a series against the Nats and the Marlins. Now, in this losing streak, they did, I believe, get swept by the Marlins, so that might not be the reprieve, or they dropped 3 or 4, but it was something like that they dropped to the Marlins in the streak. but still, the only tough series they have is the Padres and at the Cubs. That's very manageable when you look at who they're competing against. Like the Diamondbacks are the team that's 1.5 back right on their heels, and they're playing the Giants, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and then the Padres. Like those are 3 teams that are in, 2 their division leaders, and a team that's on the cusp. The Giants play the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, and the Cardinals still. And the Cardinals are still kind of in the mix. They do end the season with the Rockies, though. And the Reds also not an easy end. They're playing the Cardinals. They're playing the Cubs. They do get the Pirates, but then they end at the Brewers. So the Mets are the only one that are playing 2 teams that are dead right now. And even then, like the Cubs could be playing for nothing by the end of that series as well. Like they could have the number 4 seed locked up, and they could be starting to like kind of mess around with their pitching a little bit. So I think the schedule here favors the Mets very, very heavily. There's only 11 games left. I would still feel very, very good if I was a Mets fan, even if the recent play doesn't show it. And that's why I kind of more agree with Fangraphs in general with the odds of them making it, despite, when you've lost, 12 of your last 17, I can feel like the sky is falling. But I do think there's a lot of reasons to think that the Mets can step at it. And, even playing 500 ball is probably good enough to get them in at this point.
Colin, you forgot to mention that it's only the 3rd inning in that game between the Mets and the Padres, so it's really just not even close to over, right? Like,
as you can see with that bullpen ERA,
yes.
But they almost have a bigger lead than that bullpen gives up over 9. So
almost.
Yeah.
Dan, so what does this mean? And Murph, you're gonna enjoy that, right? Like, the D-backs are back in the hunt. Good God.
It's wild.
So what, like, who do you got kind of pulling through and making this at this point? Because do you think it's the Mets pull it out because the schedule is so favorable, or do you think that it's more of a vibes issue and it could be like say the Mets lose today, they were up 7-2 and it just melts down. At that point, how do you vibe your way out of that? It just sounds fucking horrendous, right? Like, so.
Yeah, I mean, 1.5 games is close enough that it's very easy. Like you can drop 2 games like that in baseball, but I mean, I do think that just the schedule is huge. And the team, the talent on the Mets is good enough that I think that they will limp into a playoff spot still. I don't think it bodes really well how they'll do in the playoffs, but at the same time, it's baseball. You never know. But yeah, I do think it's still the Mets until proven otherwise, just because they have the advantage. They're limping to the finish line, but they have a nice head start for that limp to the finish. But it could very easily, come down to the last day.
I'm trying to look at the D-back season splits just to see, because I feel like they've had the Dodgers number this year.
We're actually dead tied.
Oh, we're tied. Okay.
Yeah. Winner of this last series wins the season series.
Great. So it is. It's spicy.
It can easily happen. Yeah.
It could easily happen. Like to Dan's point, 2 games can just evaporate like that. So
Jolly Olive just did a video about the 2007 Mets collapse, the famous 7-game lead and 17 games left. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, the speed like that lead was gone with a few games to go, and the Mets like picked it back up and they fought until the last day, and then like it felt like a double collapse. Like they like fought and got to the last day so that they could redecide it, and then Tom Glavine gave up 1 million runs in the first inning.
Oh yeah,
to the Marlins.
Stuff right there, just mainline, just put into my veins. Yeah, it's obviously that's a brutal situation, and like hopefully, I mean, but Dan, like that ERA is scary.
It's a bad ERA.
Yeah.
That like we said, that OPS is not like it. I did.
It's not horrendous. Yeah,
I looked it up. It's a 93 OPS plus. Like it's
7 points
not
below
what you
the
want,
average,
but it's not. Yeah, it's
also
fine.
The track record of the guys. Like you
Exactly.
have to expect that's going to break back up, and even if they don't get to where they're at, like with how the team's actual potential is, they should regress up to at least above league average, and that's going to help out a lot.
Yeah, but maybe the power of Lowell Mets is just that strong. It is entirely on the table.
An unstoppable force. I mean, it's been 1 week, guys, and we're talking about the D-backs being 1.5 games out.
We
Like,
were
it's-
laughing at you for saying this was a possibility. Literally.
Oh yeah,
last
but
week.
like I always knew it was just some nonsense. Like I was just like, you know what, dude? Like, because baseball is like
This
that.
is wild.
Baseball is
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
yeah.
That's what makes baseball so fun. Is just
Hell of a
like
call.
it sounds ridiculous, and then you're just like, no, but you know what would be really just fucking dumb is if this happened, and then I
know
just say that.
But
You
like,
know what's even dumber? Do you know who the NL leader in position player war is?
It's you guys, right?
Geraldo Perdomo.
Wait, is he really?
He passed Otani.
Oh my God.
Otani has more if you count his pitching, but
Uh-huh.
just straight position player wise,
just batting. Okay.
it's Perdomo. Yeah. Geraldo Perdomo.
Sweet Jesus. He is. He's ahead of PCA and Shohei. Oh my God.
He went 3 for 3 with 2 walks, a single, a double, and a triple last night. Yeah, and that pushed him into the lead.
This
Well,
is a
PCA 's
shortstop with a
probably had an
135 OPS plus. Like, this is not surprising that he's this high up. Like,
yeah, and PCA's probably had an even worse second half than the Mets. Like he's just completely hit a wall.
whew, that is, yeah, wasn't he at 6'4" like at that All-Star break? Like, I feel like
He was, yeah,
he was raking.
yeah. He was raking. He was making it. Yeah, like the defense is still there because it's PCA, but like,
Yeah,
cannot
Oh.
hit.
rough, absolutely rough. And we'll do the awards previews. We kind of lock those in down the home stretch next week. I think we were kind of a little bit talking about Garrett Crochet and Scooby and what that's looking like over there. But guys, Godspeed to the Mets, I guess. Like, honestly, you know what I really don't want, because the Dodgers definitely aren't gonna get that number 2 seed, is facing the D-backs again and having an off year, like odd year BS, like D-backs just raging through, because it looks like the Phillies are gonna make it too. And the Phillies and D-backs really know each other. Like, that was a lot of fun. That was the year they're supposed to go all the way. Like, the Phillies fans are like, holy shit, no Dodgers, we got this. We're going to the World Series. And then the D-backs come along and is like, you sure about that? You know, so
I mean, our sub has said the likely route, if we somehow snuck in, is Dodgers, Brewers, Phillies. So, I mean, that is the way the seeds are lining up right now. Yeah.
I don't think the Rangers are gonna make it, but okay. Like, if the Rangers
And yeah,
really
I mean, I
go
agree.
against-
This team is not. This team is not scared of the Dodgers at all. Either. Like, of all teams, I think in majors, this
If they
team
win
is
the
definitely
season
scared
series-
for the least.
I was gonna say, like this time around, we're not starting Lance Lynn. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
and
you're gonna
Emmett
be a lot
Sheehan and
better.
praying.
yeah,
I just want to like, if you're talking about like the mental aspect, like this team has battled with you guys for like 3 years now. Like, there's not really a mental edge for either side on it. But
Sure.
I do think the Dodgers in general, a lot of times do have a mental edge against teams when they're playing them. But like this Diamondbacks team has had success. They've had success in the playoffs against them. Like, that just doesn't exist for this group.
yeah, that's fair for sure.
I don't know. Cattell was there for the last one. He can just tell them what it was like. Hey guys, so we beat these guys. They didn't score dick, so we're just hoping the same thing happens.
Well, I mean, all the core is still from that team. Moreno, Perdomo, Corbin
Brandon
Carroll,
Bumgarner,
Alec Thomas, Brandon Fott, Zach Gallen. I mean, this is largely the same team. Gurriel's out, and our third base has been a revolving door, same with DH. But that outside that, well, first base too, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, the majority of the core of this team is the same. Yeah.
dude, like y'all sold at the deadline. You sold Naylor and Suarez, and and here we are.
They sold their soul to the devil.
The Suarez trade actually, I think, helped us out because Blaze Alexander has been just absolutely scorching.
It's just
And,
I've said since the beginning, it's such a perfect Arizona sports name. Like it was preordained.
So that one actually really.
Even if you got nothing back, you were moving Suarez. Like, sorry guys, got to make room.
Yeah.
His name is literally Blaze.
And Gino, like, he did slump when he went to Seattle, which is uncommon for hitters of his archetype. Just because that's where hitting goes to die. But he is streaky. I don't think it's a guarantee he would have performed like he did for us in the second half, like he did for the first. I think it's very likely Blaze literally would have outperformed him, and Blaze also has been like one of the best defenders in baseball. So that, and actually the Merrill Kelly trade hasn't really hurt either, because we replaced him with Chris Matt, and he's actually been a better starter than Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly's been good for the Rangers, but Chris Matt's actually amazingly been better. The trade that stings is Naylor, actually, because first base has just been a hole. Locklear's horrible. Pavin went
Come
down.
back, fat boy.
And
Steal some bases for us.
That it's weird to me because if you had told me like which one would hurt the least, I would have said Naylor for sure. But by far, keeping Naylor and trading the other two, I think we'd be in a better spot.
Oh, but Naylor was such a wet towel down the stretch there. Like he was just such a fucking like he was mentally checked out of that thing. Like you could tell. Like he knew he was getting traded, and he was just like, "All right, just get me out of here somewhere nice." You know, like
He got traded super early too. Like,
yeah, that because he was a vibe killer, dude. Like his body language was terrible during that run, and
Also,
Murph can attest to that.
Also, I'll just say we're only 25 and 22 since we traded him and started the fire sale. So again, it's not like we've been surging in any sense of the word. Like this team is
the races come back to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel.
Victory has weakened you, or victory has defeated you.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not here to like brag about my team, like that we suddenly found something or magic in a bottle. No, everyone else just kept played worse than us, and we kept like just treading water.
I mean, Murph, Nabil Krismat, holy moly.
Yeah.
2.7 ERA through 5 starts,
Yeah.
2.7 ERA, 3-0. And well, the whip's 1.26, so that's not really gonna play, but you know. Damn.
Not terrible.
Not
Just
terrible.
saying, I don't think we really lost any games because he started instead of Merrill Kelly.
Is Shelby Miller back?
No, Shelby blew out his
He's out for
arm
the season, right?
yeah. With Milwaukee. We traded him. Yeah.
Okay. So who's your guys' reliever right now?
A revolving door. Our best reliever that we go to when we're in trouble is Beeks and Saul.
Jalen Beeks. Okay.
Wow.
Saul Frank, you guys
it's
probably
dark out
remember.
here, Dan.
So hold on, Saul Frank was a massive part of the bullpen in 2023. So he
He's
was then
doing well
suspended
this year.
for all of 2024 for gambling on baseball. But you know,
It's not what you want.
That's yeah.
I think it was baseball. Yeah. So
You know what?
for gambling.
Just take heart in the fact that he needs the money. All right, he needs the money.
But I guess I'm just saying is he's at least proven-ish. But everyone else, I mean, there's a reason we have the most. I think we broke the record for most guys with a save in a season in the majors, and that's because this has just been a door. Even during this stretch, Robert, we've blown so many games that no one should ever blow.
Hey, they got a Taylor Scott. They got a T Scott with a 9 ERA too, man.
Who doesn't have a T Scott with a 9 ERA?
Damn. Joe Mantiply has a 15.83.
Well, he's not on the active. He's not on the
Is that an
roster.
ERA or a
so
fucking PER? Like, what is this shit? Holy
he's
Lord.
not on the roster, so I don't think he really matters. But yes, I mean, there's no shortage of like awful relievers. But I will just say, like, most of them aren't on the team. Like that you're seeing in there.
Yeah.
We basically we use DFA and pick up other scrap heaps pretty much constantly.
Maybe this guy will work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all.
Maybe that guy will find his form. Oh shit! Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's back.
Backus, Curtis, Woodford, Rashi. Rashi was okay last night. Maria's blown so many games for us, but he's back up. Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Second half Gallon, dude. 3.56 ERA. Like, not trash. Whip 1.036.
They knew what they were doing when they didn't trade him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, look
we're
at that.
holding. We're not selling for nothing. We're not selling. We're not paying a salary
getting
so
the
they can go play
qualifying
somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, we traded Shelby Miller to, avoid paying Montgomery's contract. So certainly we weren't going to do it for a productive player.
Who would have thought he was this productive, though?
I think
He's single-handedly salvaging his free agent value right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the qualifying offer for sure now.
Yeah, now he deserves it.
We also have no one else to
Second
give
half-
it to. Like
First half, he did not deserve it, by the way. Holy hell.
Oh no.
I think we might still given it to him though, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Just to get the comp pick in case somebody decides to take a flyer on him for sure. But
Also, I think from our perspective, just to stay competitive, we don't have enough pitching in our system. Like, he's okay.
Oh
recently.
God. I don't like where this is going, but okay. Well, Godspeed to the D-backs, Murph.
Yeah.
Baseball is more funner when your team is not playing like crap. Which means it's not that much fun anyway, but like at least it's competitive and it's exciting. And you want guys who can hit, which you guys have a bunch. So fuck it, just watch it, dude. Who knows?
It's better if you're gonna be mid to be a team that scores a lot in mid than to be a team that can't score and be mid.
Yeah, it's more fun to win like 6-5 than 1-0 for sure.
Yeah.
If
I had elite pitchers,
it's
I
not
think I'd
funny,
be all
man.
for
That
it.
shit hurts.
But yeah, like watching journeyman pop off for like 5 innings and then a 4-inning bullpen like shutout thing. It's kind of like cool. Like, but I'm like watching prime like scuba or like whatever crochet, and we're winning like 1 or 2-0. I'm kind of like, oh yeah.
Where's your God now?
Yeah.
Ooh. Some good shit. All right, guys. It's time for that. Our favorite subject the last 3 weeks. It's time. It's time for Balmer washing, boys. It's time. This is a segment. I'm not even going to call this a segment. We're just going to bitch about what's going on with the NBA's investigation. Investigation, air quotes. I can't believe they're paying white shoe lawyers. Wachtell is, by the way, the law firm that they hired is like the top of the top. Like it's considered like the best law firm in the country.
Better
like,
than
hands down.
Tony Busby?
No, Tony Busby is a scam artist. Tony Busby is an extortionist in a suit. But no, Wachtell is like is as white shoe as it gets in this industry. And they're going to be charging Steve Ballmer so much money. But the funny part is, guys, what is all this water carrying? Like, what? And you know what? John Hollinger, today's the John Hollinger slander day. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
because what the hell is this? I want to read a quote from the piece that he published on September 16th. Okay. And it's one of the more ridiculous things that he said to me. And Colin's got another one, but I'll do mine so far. Okay. He wrote, before we start, let me emphasize there is not, at least as of yet, a smoking gun that ties Clippers owner Steve Ballmer's and minority owner Dennis Wong's investments in aspiration to the payments the company made to Leonard, even if the timing and amounts of the investments are clearly suspicious. The league's investigation still has to play out, but in the absence of a check from Ballmer to aspiration with, quote, cap circumvention, all caps, in the memo field, the league's attorneys may have to make some tough calls regarding the ultimate strength of their case. That is not how the CBA bylaws work. Thank you for playing, John Hollinger. PER is a horrible metric, and you should be ashamed.
Also, I think people fundamentally don't even understand what a smoking gun is. A smoking gun just means that we think this gun was probably used. It does not
it's a by nature circumstantial evidence. Like,
yes, it is circumstantial. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. People are using circumstantial evidence to say circumstantial evidence isn't circumstantial. The whole thing is ridiculous. It's just strong circumstantial evidence.
It's extremely compelling circumstantial evidence, I might add.
Yeah.
Yes. The timing cannot be any worse on some of these payments. Like the distressed, like company in clear distress receiving a $2 million check that in turn gets flipped to Dennis, Uncle Dennis, not Clipper Dennis, but Uncle Dennis. Like,
I'm
what the hell are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, these like Ballmer altar boys or whatever aren't a part of the legal system, because no murders would ever be prosecuted unless you're on literal film doing it. Because apparently eyewitness testimony doesn't matter to them, and all this other evidence doesn't matter to them. It's like, unless you have like that thing in the memo, they want to see a video of someone getting murdered before they'll put you in for it
with government identification on screen at all times.
Yeah.
Okay, like this is it's amazing, like the degree to which like NBA writers are willing to carry the water of Steve Ballmer, like. And Dan Murphy had something kind of like about the Adam Silver thing. So apparently Adam Silver had said that he had never heard of the company Aspiration. And that's like a quote, right? Like I'm paraphrasing kind of half-assedly, but he did say
that's
that.
pretty much spat out. Frankly, I've never heard of the company Aspiration.
Then what did he say today?
Today, he said that, let me pull up the exact quote. When I said I hadn't heard of it, meaning Aspiration, I meant in the context of the accusations. I was certainly aware of the brand.
Ah, yes. The $300 million founding sponsor of the Los Angeles Clippers.
He clearly, this is a ridiculous, like, trying to play this off. If you listen to this whole thing, even talk about not hearing about the company, he makes other allusions to specifically, like, almost not alone, like the accusations. I haven't heard the company, period, let alone the other accusations associated with it. This is such a pathetic and transparent walk back. It's almost insulting to someone's intelligence.
Dan, if you're an owner of a non-Clipper NBA team, like, are you pissed at the job that Adam's doing? Or are you kind of like, oh yeah, no, keep doing that?
I mean, yeah, like last week we were saying that, like all the ESPN reporters are defending Ballmer and sort of walking this down, and you sort of understand that because they are pretty much uniformly practicers of access journalism, what we've accused them of. Like they don't want to anger Ballmer or the Clippers or the NBA, and so they don't want to lose access to the locker rooms or to exclusive interviews or whatever. So they play it down, and so that you understand. But we were saying, oh, but the NBA is going to take this seriously because, like 29 other owners will care about the rules being broken and luxury tax not being paid to them and all these things. So yeah, if Silver's trying to like downplay this and avoid doing the thing that we all know he should be doing, which is punishing the Clippers and Kawhi, like, yeah, of course you'd be pissed.
Also, like the Lakers and Raptors both missed out on him in free agency. They both had reports of this exact same deal being asked for by them. How can either of those franchises not like just be absolutely livid if something isn't done about this? Because I think from their perspective, they were stolen a championship level player. And especially if you go into the Lakers whole thing, because he kind of screwed him over with the timeline of everything, kind of, I think, messed with the Lakers in free agency a little bit with how he handled everything.
Yeah, intentionally, yeah.
And not to mention even the Spurs, who also had their falling out with Uncle Dennis. So, I mean, this group has already alienated like 10% of the NBA, let alone anyone else on the outside looking in, like the luxury tax implications and other stuff that this could mean. But yeah, it's just tough to imagine the other owners being happy that Silver, who did clear them of all wrongdoing on 2 separate investigations into Kawhi, now are you starting to think, okay, how serious was that investigation, Adam? Because, it seems like you're already, kind of called him an altar boy carrying water for Steve Ballmer. And it's kind of what everyone's doing here.
I mean, if I'm an NBA owner, I think one thing that came out in Paul Vittori's podcast last week was that the NBA Board of Governors meetings, they weren't allowed to talk about this. Like they weren't allowed to talk about this during the meeting. Like the owners and the representatives were not allowed to talk about this incident. And that is insane to me, that you would somehow silence 29 billionaires and or reps of billionaires and think that you're going to get away with that. Apparently it just broke out into like, they had like little breakout side meetings about this situation after that, according to, I think, Paul Vittori's source. So they kind of broke out into side meetings. This is bad, guys. Like, it's a really bad look. And you think 29 billionaires are going to take being the have-nots in this situation and they're just going to take it lying down? Like, they're just cool with it? Like, they're going to crash out, man. Like, this is, like, I don't know how...
Yeah.
If it wasn't Steve Ballmer, we wouldn't even be having the conversation. Like, because it's Steve is why we're here. And the role was designed
one of the 10
specifically for Steve.
Oligarchs in the world.
Yeah. Literal oligarch Steve. And like, good God, man. Like this role was designed to prevent Steve from doing this. Like, it's not even the Lakers or anybody. It's Steve. Okay. It's Steve and Joe. Okay.
I was gonna say the Warriors were definitely in mind when they set this up as well.
Yeah. But like, Steve is like out in front of Joe by a good bunch, right? Like he paid for his damn stadium himself. Okay. Like that's a level of filthy rich that I don't really want to think about. Okay. Like he's just like, yeah, I'll build this in Inglewood. My money. crazy.
That's another owner because he got into a big fight with Dolan over the location of the Intuit Dome, and he ended up beating Dolan out over that. So I mean, there's another NBA owner that probably has a lot of beef.
Probably wants him
Walmart.
dead. Yeah, no, because Dolan owned the forum, right? And it's just like, oh my Lord, dude.
Although there is some smoke coming out about a similar thing with Brunson coming down the pipeline. So.
That's right. Yeah. They need to really hightail it now. Apparently, Paulo Torre's inbox is full of leads about Jalen Brunson.
Do you know who Pablo Torre's favorite team is? The Knicks.
Oh well.
Okay. Well, that investigation's
put
as
that
good as
tinfoil
dead.
hat on if nothing comes of the Brunson smoke.
Yeah, wasn't there like a gambling allegation towards someone on the Knicks like that kind of dissipated? Like, no, Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley was next up. Anyway, yeah, the ball washing of Ballmer continues apace. We're gonna keep seeing this kind of like de-escalation of the situation. NBA crisis comms management 101.
But like, if the league doesn't punish the Clippers and Kawhi super hard over this, like, what is going to stop these other 29 billionaires from making similar side deals to circumvent the cap? Like, if the evidence for this doesn't rise to the level of proving what they're doing, then what? Like, are we going to start seeing this type of deal with every star that's signing, and all of a sudden you see guys just signing to the Lakers for very little?
Well, the stupid part is the CBA was written specifically to address this type of situation, as in we can punish based on circumstantial evidence. Like this is not a court of law where you need a preponderance of evidence standard. Like it really is just like this. So like if they're not doing it, they're just not following the CBA. Like it's just like it's in there. Like guys,
they're
this
saying,
is pretty.
But at the same time, they'd be saying in this situation, like this type of evidence doesn't count as circumstantial.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
it's like a precedent of like, all right, guys. We'll just make sure they don't get bankrupt. All right, like come on. Like, what the hell is that?
I don't think this precedent would change much for the stars of the league because I do think that a lot of the big market teams, they normally get the stars anyway, and I think they'd be able to find out stuff. I think where the big implications on this are on the role players, especially like if you're talking about even like the Celtics, if they could have had some of their guys like take some significant pay cuts, like especially with the repeater tax, you're talking about like $75 million tax bills getting evaporating overnight. And that's money that's redistributed to like, the smaller markets. That's why I just, for the life of me, can't believe that this will get swept under the rug because you're basically invalidating the second apron. And I think a lot of tax money is just going to disappear overnight. And you're going to see a lot more of these like team friendly deals from the role players. That's where I think the competitive balance problem is really going to like kill the NBA. It's not necessarily the stars because I think 50 million is obviously a lot. Not most people can't afford to do that, but there's other stuff that can be done, I think, to keep like a star around. But the guys on the side to like keep championship cores together, which is what the whole second apron was like supposed to help stop. Like this just invalidates that almost entirely. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be so much easier for those big market teams. I mean, the Lakers just got massive owners too. Like, isn't everyone's concerned about the big money Lakers, like Clippers and the Warriors?
Big money who?
Nah,
I think Ballmer's got more money than us for sure. He's got us covered by a lot.
I mean, you guys still have deep pockets.
Yeah, allegedly. No, we're a little guy. We're punching up.
Not anymore.
We're a family business, Colin. I don't know what you're getting at.
But like,
all of our signings are going to be perfectly legitimate.
On the up and up, dude. You know how we do things around here.
I do think, though, you're right. Everyone's going to try and dismiss it, but I also think that's why Silver's whole statements last week, or whatever, were just self-owned, specifically claiming he never heard of the company. It was such a laughable like claim to make in the first place. And now all of a sudden, like today, he has a full apology tour on like a bunch of stuff he said back then. There's no way the NBA owners like the first comments, and like there's no way it's a good look for them. Also, that the NBA like commissioner is having to relitigate this stuff in the media like a second, third, fourth time, and there's more headlines like the one that we have here. Obviously, there's how impartial is he going to be? Like thoughts coming in, but the fact of the matter is that he's like drugging this like out in the media longer because of, frankly, his cell phone. Like no one asked him if he had heard of aspiration. He volunteered that information and said he didn't. like just in an offhand comment to kind of just, I think, trying to like excuse away the NBA's lack of knowledge. And then everyone like Pablo Torre brings out some documents and he's like, no, I've heard of them. You guys misconstrued my words, despite the fact that it was a very simple English phrase that a kindergartner would understand. But yeah, so I think it's tougher for them to go and dismiss it if Silver's going to keep acting like a clown like this and making like mistakes that really someone of his background really shouldn't be making.
I mean, I like that. I like the strategy. It's like a shotgun strategy where he's just like putting everything out there. But who are we not like? Whose picture is not on here? It's Ballmer. Ballmer's not like Adam Silver is dancing a jig like to literally cover up for Ballmer. I feel like everyone's taking bullets for Steve, and Steve's like, "Oh, woe is me. I've been defrauded. LOL." Like, bro, LOL. You're the 6th richest man in the world. You can afford a little bit of frauding, right? Like, oh no. And
I don't think Ballmer wants this story in the news though. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So like Adam is out here just to like the kind of stories that ESPN was running on this event was really fascinating. Stephen A. Smith, the day after the Pablo Torre broke the news, just goes on a epic rant about how Kawhi signed a no-show job contract. And that's what he decided to hone in on. And he just goes on and I can't believe I listened to even 5 minutes worth of this, but I did. And he just, that was the angle he took. So like you see the angles that they're taking. It's all like kind of misdirection. And in Adam Silver's case, it's like literally gaslighting people. Like that's what we're talking about. But not the fact that like this guy clearly circumvented the salary cap. The stuff that Murph is talking about where it's like, hey, teams are missing out on ref share money. Like, why aren't you guys pissed? You guys just lost a ton of ref share money because of this. Like, and if this is going on and it turns into a problem, like we're going to continue to see the haves like just crush the have-nots. And so like, no, it's absolutely, we should be talking about the financial implications of this. That's the thing that everybody should be talking about. Instead, we're talking about, you know, Adam Silver's a jackass, which like, well, it's still true. It can be true, you know, but like, you know, it's just kind of a mess. I can't believe the degree to which the commissioner of an entire league is carrying the water for one team, one guy, no matter how big that guy is. It's insane. Like the lack of parity here. Like, what is the damage to the league? It's clearly a bad actor on the side of the Clippers. That's it. Like, why is this becoming a league-wide concern where you're all of a sudden taking all the bullets in the media for this? And that's what I'm very, very skeptical about.
In reference to the ESPN story, like the stories ESPN is putting out in regards to this, today I went on ESPN.com to look at the headlines, see if it was mentioned at all. They weren't in the main page. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just go into the NBA's page. They weren't in the headlines either. I had to scroll down like a couple of scrolls to find anything on this in ESPN, even though this is like, you go to The Athletic, it's the #1 story. If you go to like anywhere else, it's huge. But ESPN is like, again, like they're compromised. We've been saying this since that emergency pod. Like they have been spearheading this drive to just like kill the story as quickly as possible and divert attention from Ballmer.
This is insanity, guys. We're seeing the oligarchs control the media in real time. Like this is like, I know we make fun of conspiracy theorists all the time. This is a real life conspiracy, guys. Like it's actually happening.
It's
dude. Like
happening,
this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when the richest man in the world decides he doesn't want you to know something, or he wants you to forget about something. This is how much like communications, like weaponry they have at their disposal to really just fatigue the shit out of the story and just like get you so that you're not even thinking about it anymore. And I was like, this is happening. It's happening in real life. This is, if I were Steve Ballmer, this is exactly what I would do. You know, like deny, get everybody else to carry my water. Like this is brilliant, but also crappy. Cause like, you know, the Lakers should be signing Kawhi to a league minimum contract next week. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, come on. Like, what the fuck? So, sorry. Anyway, we spent way too much time on this. We really did. But
it's my favorite sports story.
It's my favorite sports story
ESPN.
Too. Yeah, it's my favorite one. It's just the way it's being covered too is also my favorite. That's my favorite sub story. It's just like, oh my god, what a mess. Oh, well, you know what? You know who always gets the last laugh here? I think we know, boys. Where are you?
There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Get
I
your
thought you were transitioning into the rants.
get your 50 million and get out of
Gratitude.
here, you rich bastard. All right, we got some college
man
football
gets
coming to
paid.
us. Huh?
Board man gets paid.
Boardman. Oh man.
Tree Man gets paid.
Oh, Tree Man got paid.
Apple,
48 mil. 41, I guess, since 7 was still in the bankruptcy filing and 20 million is.
Well, the stock's all broke.
He assumed that risk when he signed for that.
The
so,
stock is worth nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you can't trade it. It's
That's
pretty-
tough titties, Kawhi. Maybe don't be too damn smart for your own good, Uncle Dennis. All right. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit of college football. Somebody's team, not going to mention names, somebody's team cracked the top 25 this week. Dan, we cracked the top 25.
Look
Apparently, unconvincing wins over Purdue is all it took.
all it took.
All it took, baby. West Lafayette, you can 25 these nuts. All right, we are
more like
in the
Purdue.
mix.
Still do not know the name of any one of our players.
Jada Mayava, that's the one you need to know.
Oh
He's
yeah,
our quarterback.
We've been over like you've told me that
This exchange
on
has
air,
happened.
like 3 times.
Yeah, this exact exchange has happened.
It's my quarterback.
Okay.
I'll remember maybe by the end of the year if we're still ranked.
It's my quarterback.
All right, don't slander Jaden like this. I'm not having that. Okay. Yeah, when we get back, we'll talk about the CFP. I love that little transition noise. It's pretty. It's so nice.
Nice
Oh,
in the
okay.
headphones.
Murph, you ready to go? Also made this on ChatGPT. Or
I can do whatever. Yeah.
I did a lot of stupidity on ChatGPT. It's not all entirely aping everybody's thing, but well, speaking of aping, this is a Survivor logo with CFP rankings instead of Survivor. All right, let's get back. Oh, look at that. Such a clean intro noise. I love it. Well, guys, it's time to take a look at the CFP rankings. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that I put the Survivor logo through ChatGPT and made it say CFP rankings instead. I'm inordinately proud of myself for messing with ChatGPT and taking the time today. So anyway, importantly, USC is in the top 25. USC is 3-0, just coming off a win over Purdue. So we are now in. But there is a team that is friggin' out, like really out. So Murph, what happened this weekend?
I mean, the big story of the weekend has to be Clemson going down to Georgia Tech. Clemson, preseason number 6. They're outside the top 25 now. They're 1-2 on the season. This is a team that everyone thought was pretty much, there was going to be them in Miami. Those were the 2 teams coming out of the ACC for the auto bid. Clemson's now pretty much, they've lost any chance of getting in unless they win their conference outright in the championship game. So just stunning change there. When you lose to Georgia Tech, it means one thing. You can't stop the run. And that's something that was on display again. Really good showing though from Georgia Tech. They're ranked now for a reason. They're 3-0. Their kicker had a hell of a boot to win it. It's not an easy kick. And as everyone knows, if you watch the Georgia-Tennessee game, you cannot trust college kickers. Tennessee at the end of that one had a chance in regulation to win it. And he missed that by a good 40 yards.
I saw that
thing
one.
was, yeah.
Poor guy.
That was off early and often. And the broadcast did him no favors the whole drive leading up to it, showing him like doing breathing exercises and trying to calm himself down. And then he just basically shot himself.
It was literally his first kick, to try it, first go ahead kick in fourth quarter, or it was like his first ever try at something like that, and you could tell he was just shitting himself. And yeah, poor kid.
Poorly handled by Tennessee though. At the end of their, they had a play set up. They were trying to pick out the hash. They get called for a false start, and then it's 3rd down, and they're just like, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna kick. Those yards won't matter. And, he missed it by so much. You can easily talk yourself out of it. But just as someone who has kicked before, sometimes when it's a little bit further out and you have to put a little bit more on it, things can get a little wonky. I certainly wouldn't say that he certainly has no gripe on it. But I would certainly be annoyed that my coach wasn't trying to make an easier kick for a kicker of that caliber. As you're pointing out, it's not like he's the most experienced of experienced guys. But yeah, tough.
Yeah.
That was outside that though. That game delivered. It was, that was probably the game of the week heading in, and both teams kind of showed out well. Yeah, I think the other big thing I still kind of find to be annoying is how the hell is Notre Dame ranked at 0-2? Like, this is like we're 3 weeks in. They haven't won a game. Like, I get it. They played Miami and Texas A&M. Those are two good teams. They're both in the top 10.
But still,
you have to win games. Like, come on, what are we doing here? So yeah, I mean, Notre Dame probably still safe. If they win out, they can probably sneak their way in, just because not being in a conference, they're not guaranteed a third loss. That's the issue with Clemson specifically, is that if they end up, they almost have to lose again, like, to not make the conference championship and win. So I do think that they're a win in and out, and just Dabo, like, just not quite there. For the upcoming week, though, West Coast guys, Apple Cup, Civil War, Oregon State, Washington State. It's nice to see the old rivalry still continue, even with conference bastardization. Auburn, Oklahoma is probably one of the higher ranked matchups. Illinois, Indiana as well. But for me, I think the best game that has the most implications is Utah versus Texas Tech. This is primarily because neither of them plays Iowa State. Those are the only 3 ranked teams in the Big 12 this year. So this is pretty much, you lose this one, you're quite a bit behind the 8 ball of getting a rematching game back in the conference championship game. The committee has shown that they're not very sympathetic to, teams outside the SEC and Big Ten. So this is a pretty massive game for both these teams. It literally could just decide the fate of the rest of the season, in the sense that you might have this might eliminate you from the playoff before, like, we even hit October. So massive game. Yeah, that'd be the main stuff I'd say about college football this week and last week.
Thank you, Murph, for that recap. Very nice. And way to do it while my son is just screwing up everything in the house right now.
I tried to go a little longer once I noticed he was messing around with something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dave's just excited USC's ranked. So
yeah, that's what it really is. Dave's fired up about USC. Dave, what's the greatest school in the universe?
USC.
That's my boy. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
High five, buddy. Okay, moving on. Guys, it's time for matchups, gratitude, and rants. Everybody's favorite segment. Colin will be going last today because he's got rants galore. I will go first just to make it easy.
all right.
All right. Matchup I am looking forward to. Fellas, we're in the middle of it. I'm actually quite enjoying this Dodgers-Phillies series, and I cannot overstate just how good the Phillies pitching staff is. Holy hell. Andy Paez yesterday hit a bomb off Yohan Duran. Absolute bomb. And Andy Paez, for some reason, only wants to hit pitchers who are like Cy Young candidates and have like insane stuff. Like, he's got amazing splits against Paul Skeens of all people. Like, I don't understand. He's like a slightly above average hitter everywhere else. But if you're really good, fear the pages. Okay, he's a real page turner, this guy.
Oh God.
Anyway, that's the series I'm looking forward to. Obviously, some blazing pitching. We got Chris Sanchez today versus Blake Snell, I believe. So, or Shohei. I need to look this up. Damn it, this is ridiculous.
I think it is Chris Sanchez. I'm not 100% sure on. So.
Yeah, so it's Chris Sanchez today against us, and then Shohei starting, and then tomorrow we got Jesus Luzardo versus Blake Snell. Banger, straight bangers. And then we got Giants over the weekend. As much as I love football, and trust me, I love football, I am all about this Dodger late season action. This does have implications for who gets the number 2 seed. We kind of might have blown it yesterday, but it doesn't hurt to win the series, at least to get back in some type of position to threaten. Otherwise, it does look like we will be in the wild card series playing the Mets or the D-backs. It really is one of those two, Murph. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's my matchup we're looking forward to. Gratitude is related. I want to just be grateful. Tanner Scott, you've gone through a lot this season. Listen to me, pal. You don't need to get hot until now. Okay? The time you need to get hot, the time you need to get your head out of your ass, now. Okay? We need it right now. And yesterday, he did just that. through 1 inning of scoreless ball. The heater was working. The slider was working. He looked great. He wasn't tipping his pitches. His hand position was identical for both the fastball and the slider. And he wasn't tilting his head like a jackass. He was doing his job. Tanner, if you're hot right now, that's all we need. You can make $72 million all worth it this season by just pitching like that from here on out. I will take that. So thank you, Tanner Scott. Grateful to you. My rant was mostly Adam Silver related, but we're going to have to hop off of that. Okay. My rant is Eagles related. And I kind of hinted at it. I do not like the style of football we play. It's like really boring. It is ball control, possession ball. Like it is, man, it's so short. Like that's not good for fantasy. I feel bad for all my AJ Brown owners, dude. Like that is terrible, bro. That is terrible. Like Saquon at least delivers on his promise to some degree. AJ Brown, my God.
Didn't Hurts have like 101 yards passing or something
like on the season. Like it's bad. Okay. Like, and Jalen, I guess, like, yeah, you can rush, you can do your thing, but this offense is hard to watch, boys. Like it is just, there's no passing. There's no fun stuff. It's just run, spam Saquon runs and Jalen Hurts, design QB run, QB option, like or read option. It's just like, God damn it, dude. Like, so I'm tired of watching this offense. It stinks. Our defense is amazing. It was great to watch Pat Mahomes run for his life yesterday or on Sunday. But yeah, my rant is that this offense is pretty hard to watch. Like, guys, can we please pass the ball a little bit more? Like, be like USC. USC likes to pass the ball. Be like them, dude. Like, Jada Mayava, he makes perilous throws all the time. Like, that's exciting. We'll make it up. That's what possession ball is for. Once you got the ball in hand, once you got the lead, you can play possession ball. But, like, not when you got the lead in, like, the second quarter, bro. Like, oh, my God. It is like watching. This is like what I imagine Jose Mourinho running an NFL team would look like. It is just brutal watching sometimes. So, I know I'm supposed to be grateful that we're winning, but this is just, it's tough sledding, guys. So first world problems, I know, but I'll throw it to you guys.
We're not winning the right way.
We're not winning in an exciting way. We're winning in a very Jose Mourinho type way.
Right.
Dan, go ahead.
All right. Matchups this week. There is some good pitching matchups coming up. Dodgers, Giants over the weekend. We have Yamamoto against Logan Webb. Should be pretty good. The absolutely huge Astros Mariners series has a couple of good matchups. Brian Wu against Hunter Brown, which is the best one, and then George Kirby against Framber as a little dessert. We also have the track and field world championships, which have been on TV on and off. They're always a lot of fun. Best in the world, running, jumping, throwing stuff. Always fun to watch. But the matchup I'm most looking forward to is Arsenal Man City this weekend at the Emirates. Should be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of good matchups in Premier League, but that's the best one.
Yeah, it's the Merseyside Derby and Man U Chelsea as well, right?
Yeah. It's a stacked schedule. I am grateful for a few different things. I completely dropped the ball for which thing to put up, even though I do want to talk about caught stealing in a sec. But the thing I'm most grateful for is Robert Redford, specifically his iconic baseball role in The Natural. I used to wear my Roy Hobbs shirt like in high school almost every other day. I still have it somewhere. It's like worn through it. There's like holes, but just from like wearing it all the time. The Natural, one of the best baseball movies of all time. Robert Redford passed away this morning. Rest in peace to the legend. Caught Stealing 2025 is a movie I saw this weekend. It's in theaters. It's directed by Darren Aronofsky, who we know from Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, a whole bunch of very highly regarded movies. And the main character is a huge baseball fan and a former baseball player, and baseball. There's a scene in Shea Stadium, and there's a whole bunch of baseball bat stuff, and like baseball is like relevant throughout, which I did not expect at all. And it's also happening during the like stretch run of the 1998 season. So he's like, we're seeing like Barry Bonds clips. They're chasing the Sammy Sosa Cubs. It's a really fun movie, very violent, but very fun movie. But yeah, I always appreciate when there's this much baseball content in a film. Just this week, Robert Redford deserved to be up there on the board. My rant is for Adam Silver, recurring theme today, in an entirely different quote that he gave that he had to backtrack. Someone was complaining or asking him about how difficult it is to watch all the games now because there's all sorts of different streaming services. And I have the direct quote here. He said, despite the streaming services, there's a huge amount of our content that people essentially consume for free. There is very much a highlight. This is very much a highlights-based sport. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah. So like he basically said, you don't have to watch the games. You can just watch the highlights, which is sort of antithetical to what a league should be saying, especially a league. Like I feel a little betrayed because in this podcast, for example, I had to fight for us to talk about the NBA before the new year, basically. And here's the commissioner coming out and saying that, nope, you don't have to watch, just watch the highlights. So yeah, that was really silly to hear.
Thanks, Adam. Making my argument for me. Nothing like the commissioner of the league really stumping for you to not access the pay content that is propping up the entire league. Oh god.
I mean, that's kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about just what a disaster press conference he had last week. The fact that he had to come out, on Monday or Tuesday, sorry, basically, kind of correct the line on so many different things. Yeah, you have to think that a bunch of the owners were like, or media partners were like, dude, what the hell?
Who is worse at their job right now, Kosh Patel or Adam Silver? It's a real question, right? Like, they're in real danger. You guys hear about this Kosh Patel wrongful termination lawsuit? Oh my lordy!
No,
this guy makes Adam Silver look like goddamn, like Stephen Hawking. Okay, like
they're both very clearly just following instructions from above. Like,
yeah, no, it's the deep state, guys.
That state is so deep,
super deep. Oh my god! Yeah, who had a worse week, Adam Silver or Kosh Patel? Only time will tell, boys. Let's find out. Oh god, no, Dan, love the point. It is, and to Dan's point, we only started talking about basketball on this podcast once Luka got traded. And it's really because like I don't fucking care about basketball. Then I turned it out, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun.
Like, I had to like bring it up every week.
Yeah, he's so persistent. Murph, do you remember?
Yeah,
you're in the throes of football season, and this guy is like, by the way, NBA started. We're just like, who gives a shit, Dan? Like,
no, I know, because I was actually talking about basketball, but I was talking about college.
Yeah, you were talking about college ball, which even was more like, who gives a shit for me? I was like, I'm really not going to watch. Is Kentucky men's basketball right now? Like, I don't care. But yeah, it's not March. You can't be forcing me this college basketball content on here. But yeah, no, Dan, thanks for raising the Robert Redford thing, which is huge. Like literally, I was like, why is everyone posting about Robert Redford? No, I was like, no, don't do that, bro. And I looked and I was like, oh shit, like the fucking thing that I thought it was what it was. So yeah. RIP.
Where you just start getting anxious anytime like something, you're like, why is this like trending right now?
Yeah,
like,
who's posting the Denzel meme? Stop that. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think that was like the first thing I saw this morning. I was like, well,
Jesus Christ.
Dang
yeah. Oh, anyway, Murph, cheers that, man.
Yeah, okay, matchup NFL wise. I think Rams Eagles is a pretty great one. Both teams are 2-0. Rams gave the Eagles the most trouble in the playoffs last year. Should be a great game. Stafford's playing pretty well.
Excuse me.
What?
The Rams did what now?
They gave you guys the most trouble in the playoffs.
Yeah, was it
They don't-
trouble when like Saquon Barkley had to catch his breath after multiple 60-yard touchdown runs? Like,
Oh, am I misremembering the game?
no, you're right. They were the closest.
They had the ball with a chance to win.
Oh my god, with a chance to win, get the fuck out of here! Like,
They were down 6 and had the ball and were driving.
they weren't doing shit.
They
They were
marching.
the closest. They were the closest because we like sandblasted Washington.
Yeah, obviously
we
the
had
Super Bowl was the last.
Super Bowl was a laughing stock. Yeah,
With you guys, we stayed. I felt like in that fringe, like, oh, we're like one stop and one touchdown away from calling it a game. But like, I doubt
you guys are frisky. You guys are frisky.
Yeah.
Washington was not frisky for all the shit talking they did during the offseason. Like,
No,
not frisky at all.
Washington couldn't like. The issue with Washington is it looked like that you guys could have played for like a month and they never would have forced a stop.
I mean, that's what happens when you score like 55 points on the team. You know, like,
So,
I don't even.
yeah.
I don't remember if we punted. Did we punt? I don't remember.
So yeah, I think that's gonna be a really good one. 49ers Cardinals. This is kind of a big one to me, at least, because the Cardinals, I've been my kind of a dark horse and NFC West championship team. You got to beat the Niners when Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and all the other guys aren't in. This you don't want to say anything in week 3 is a must win, but Cardinals, if you want to be taken seriously this year, you need to win this game. You beat the Panthers and was it the Saints in back-to-back weeks? People are not taking you seriously at 2-0. This is a chance to really. I don't think people would still be impressed because of all the injuries.
Congrats on being Mac Jones and Jawan Jennings. Like,
Hey,
you did it,
McCarthy
guys.
looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, no, he did. I don't want to slander Mac Jones, but like,
I think for a sickos watch, Carson Wentz versus Browning. If anyone wants to do a sickos watch,
that is not sick. Oh, that is just sickness. Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you
Bengals,
doing this
Vikings.
to yourself?
yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, you just got to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Like on the other side of the ball, just got to get the ball to Jamar Chase. Like we got these all-world wide receivers, and these poor guys.
I think we established Browning is actually incapable of getting the ball. Jamar Chase, like as Jamar Chase fantasy owners can attest, like the difference between Browning and Burrow is like the difference between quarterback and no quarterback. Like it is.
I agree with you, Dan. Though this is a great chance to evaluate the two receivers because they're both dealing with D- to F quarterbacks, and yeah. So what can you do? So I'm just throwing it out there. Spencer Rattler and Mac Jones actually put together a pretty interesting game last Sunday. That was not on my bingo card, but they actually moved the ball a little bit. I was not expecting that at all. So new sickos watch. Wentz versus Browning, Bengals Vikings. Let's go.
That is fucking nasty, dude. That is just like, no. I just spent 5 minutes stumping for the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm only gonna check the score. Like I'm not even gonna like check the highlight. Like if it comes on red zone, I'm like checking my phone. Like that's how like I don't care.
I think the last one would be they're the two two teams that were kind of considered Super Bowl contenders. They're both 1-1. This is probably the best actual matchup this week. It's Ravens Lions. These are two very physical teams. They're going to go right at each other. I can't think of a better matchup than Derrick Henry and Lamar running game going against Dan Campbell. Like this is about as manly man football as we're going to see between these two. So let's do it. I'm all excited. I think that should be a great game. Baseball, Dan touched on it. Astros and Mariners are by far the most interesting teams this week because they play the Rangers and Royals currently, and then they're playing each other at the back half of the week. Massive implications for the AL West and the AL wild card. So you got kind of a race within a race there as well. Diamondbacks Giants going on this, game 1. Diamondbacks took the opener, massive series. Diamondbacks can't lose this series and stay in. They need at least to split these last two. If the Giants get swept, I think they're out. So I really think this could be the end of someone's season, depending on how the next two games go. And yeah, Reds, Cards. I think the Cards are kind of out of it, but the Reds really need to keep to stay up, to keep pace. Gratefulness, I would say, shout out Zach Gallen, 3rd Diamondback ever to hit 1,000 strikeouts for the franchise, joining Randy Johnson and Brandon Webb. So that's pretty elite company. Those are, Cy winners. Gallen never quite hit those highs, but still, like, impressive run for him. And, who knows where he's going to go, if he's going to come back next year, but happy he's still there. And probably the best one is Cal Raleigh. He did it from the right side today. He did it from the left side. He is the single season switch hitting home run champion in the MLB. So he hit 55 and 56 today. One from the right, one from the left. Dominant performance today. The game isn't even over, but the Mariners are absolutely rolling right now over my previously frisky AL wildcard pick, the Royals, who have, I guess that was a kiss of death because they are out of it. But Cal Raleigh, hell of a season. I don't know if he's done enough to win the AL MVP, but
What?
I mean, this is probably the best hitting catcher season I can ever remember.
It is
it's
the best
ever. Yeah,
it's the best ever.
for a catcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't totally familiar with the exact stats Posey and Maurer put up. So I was hesitant to go too far or even guys further back like Piazza. So I didn't want to jump on it. Obviously, home run wise, it's by far the best. But
I thought
know his
Piazza
average
was
is
the number
low.
one before this, right? Dan?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a couple Johnny Bench seasons too that are
Yeah.
pretty good. Like there's a few, but yeah, this level of power is unprecedented, and you know that counts for a lot, especially with the stats that we use these days. I think it's by OPS, it's the best.
But yeah, he passed Mickey Mantle. So anytime you're passing
That's pretty good.
Mantle, that's a name.
They're pretty good.
Last thing, shout out Grateful Wise, Grimsby Town, who you guys remember previously was grateful for them eliminating Manchester United in the EFL Cup. They slayed another one. They're into the final 16, despite being in the 4th division, which means they're outside the top 68 in the British soccer system. They are in the final 16. Amazing run here from Grimsby Town. They took it 1-0 today. Didn't have to go to penalties.
Who'd they
Were able
beat?
to do it. Sheffield's Town or Shrewsbury. I have it right up here. Sorry. Sheffield Wednesday. Yep.
Damn.
And they beat them in the 90. So 1-0. They're on a run. Good for Grimsby Town. Now to the rants, and I have several of them.
This is what we're waiting for.
Grievance did get us to one of them, but I'm going to start with JJ McCarthy winning NFC Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week. What an absolute joke. The dude was shitting himself for 3 full quarters, threw an ugly ass pick 6. He did have a hell of a 4th quarter. I'll give you that. But that gets you Player of the Week. He wasn't even a top 5 NFC quarterback that week, let alone a guy like Igbuka, who had 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut. That's just such an insulting decision. The award's kind of a joke anyway, but still, I could not believe that was where they went with it. Next up is the dumbest beef I've heard in the last month or so, but Buster Olney and John Boy with the whole Aroldis Chapman beef. Buster Olney basically published an article that said Aroldis Chapman found out for the first time this year about he can actually aim the ball inside on the strike zone and you don't have to just throw it over the plate. John Boy then said, I think he was probably joking. I think he might use the word prank. That doesn't sound right. He's been in the league too long, and I think most people know at a certain age to aim something that you're throwing. It's not just got to be over there somewhere. Aaron Boone kind of agreed with John Boy on it, but so I guess John Boy, he put out his explanation yesterday, but there was a countdown apparently on Twitter that I missed of Buster Olney day 1, day 2, day 3 of John Boy not responding to, and he's hitting him hard for feeling.
I think it was a whole
John
week.
I hit day 11. Yeah.
Oh, 11, right? Yeah.
11 days of him tweeting, basically saying John Boy's shying away from, confronting me over him being absolutely wrong about this article. This is just the dumbest beef I think I've ever seen. And these guys are friends too. They've done history pods and like chats together and stuff, like not alone just baseball stuff. So what a weird thing. John Boy said he wasn't responding because apparently he was like on some golfing trip in the Caribbean or something. Excuse is kind of lame, to be honest.
When I die, I want to come back as that guy. Oh my God.
Yeah, turned into being a rabid fan into like a media empire. Like him and McAfee, good for them, I guess. Yeah. And then the thing that probably bothered me the most, we're gonna just make it a trifecta of on Adam Silver. And the league deciding that heaves are no longer going to count against players' field goal percentage.
Oh yeah.
And when just say the league is full of soft players without calling them soft off to their faces. This is utterly embarrassing. Guys literally aren't taking heaves because they're worried about their field goal percentage. They'd rather lose games than take a chance to get 3 extra points. And now Silver's response to the soft move by the players is, you know what? We're just going to make it easy for you guys. They're teams, but hey, don't worry though. They count for you only if you make it. Otherwise it's a team miss. So the players literally have their cake and eat it too. I can't wait until free throws become team misses and they only count if you make them. Let's just do this with all shots. How about all stats? Only thing, like, turnovers are team turnovers. We don't want to insult people by having actual turnovers. Like, you can't call him Russell Westbrook if, we don't know how many shots he misses. He went a perfect 10 for 10. And the team had 31 misses tonight, apparently. This is just such a stupid change. I honestly really can't get over how soft and dumb this is. And also takes away the edge of guys like, Peyton Pritchard and some Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, these guys who have been not shy about shooting heaves their whole career. But then, guys like KD who famously never take them. LeBron, I think, has taken 2 in the last 8 years or something ridiculous. The most ball dominant player in the league somehow has only managed to get 2 off in time. This just is another example, I think, of Silver's shoddy leadership and the players and owners just walking all over for the weakest commissioner in sports and a guy who's just can't stop taking L's.
That heave rule is so stupid.
That's very dumb.
It's so stupid. Yeah. And you know who I thought probably threw a little party? Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah.
It's just he has to be loving this. Murphy's on your team. You can't chastise him anymore.
No, this is great. I never have to experience him doing that.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's kind of BS.
This is perfect for me, actually, because
I actually remember the first time, Murph, you're the one who pointed it out to me. We were watching a game, and he's like, notice he didn't shoot it until after the buzzer. I was like, yeah, why the hell did he do that? And he's like, because he doesn't want it to affect his field goal percentage. I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me. There's no way. And sure enough, and then Murph was like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? It's one shot.
When he was in Oklahoma City, that he would go to the scorer's table after air balls or block shots and claim that they were turnovers.
Yep. Make sure that they were,
said that he was trying to pass it instead of shoot it and that they were turnovers. But I'm glad I don't have to defend this from him because apparently soft ass Silvers made sure that, this isn't going to be an issue going forward.
I can't believe you brought up Russ without bringing it.
Players' feelings won't be hurt any longer by being subjected to maybe one missed, field goal every week.
Hey, it might be 1 per game. It might be 4 per game. Okay.
For most star players who are the worst offenders of this barely affects your percentage.
The volume is just too much for this to be statistically even significant.
Someone pointed out with Curry, it affected his 3-point percentage by I think 0.3 or 0.6. It wasn't even a full percent. And obviously Curry takes a lot of threes, so that does devalue the heaves to an extent, but it just shows how little this matters. Jokic, I think, doesn't take very many. Affected his, I think, around 2%, because he was 2 for 22, but it's still it's ridiculous that we're even talking about this. I don't know. If you're such a stat whore that you're not going to shoot, I think your team should suffer the consequences of having stat whores on the team.
And they will, because it'll still count against the team. The team field goal percentage will be docked for this.
But they don't care about the team.
That was the stupidest part. Was we're still going to count it against the team.
Now all these guys are going to want to take them because now now all these stat whore guys are going to want to take them all because you literally counts for you if you make it and doesn't count against.
It's a free shot.
So it's a free shot.
It's a free shot.
So now you hit 2 or 3 of those in a year. Maybe you can get that up a whole 0.8. Oh yeah. Oh, that erection will last longer.
Was that your Kevin Durant impression just now?
No, that was my erection sound.
Okay. All right. Murph,
good.
We're going to go back to this Buster only thing. Wait, Dan, did you have something? Sorry.
No, sorry.
Oh, no. All right.
I do have an addendum to the Cal Raleigh thing. I've been doing some
Yeah, let's do it.
I was dead wrong. There are several catcher seasons I would say are better offensively. Mike Piazza from 95 to 98 arguably had 4 consecutive offensive seasons that were better when he was with the Dodgers, and then the season he got traded. I found a season by Gary Carter. No, not Gary Carter. Josh Gibson, which I neglected to mention. Johnny Bench was pretty close a couple times. But yeah, Mike Piazza for sure clears him a couple different times. So yes, no, best power season by a catcher, but not best offensive.
Yeah, I think for power for sure. Also,
Mike Piazza had like a 180 something OPS plus in 97.
Yeah, he had an OPS that started with a 1, like in a couple of these, I think. Yeah, in 4 seasons he had an OPS that exceeded 1. But you know what I like about Cal Raleigh? He's not a piece of crap. You know that ruined an Italian football team. So there you go.
You win some, you lose some.
Buster Olney, I need to get this off my chest. This motherfucker blocked me on Twitter, like I want to say like 10 years ago, bro. And Buster Olney has like the most frustrated hoe energy of any writer I have ever seen. It is crazy. I just looked up where he went to school, and the fact that he went to Vandy doesn't even surprise me at all. Like literally, of course he went to the school that spawned Skip Bayless. You know, like I just don't have it in me. But Buster Olney is such a hoe, dude. Like I just don't care anymore. This guy, I literally said to him, here's what I said. I was trying to give him props that like, we'll take your word for it because you're Buster Olney. Like I just said, like, we'll take your word for it because you're Buster Olney. And he fucking blocked me. That's what I said. We'll take your word for it because you're Buster Olney. Like, I was trying to give him props and he blocked me. Like, that is how much of a hoe this man is. Like, what a hoe-ass fucking guy, dude. Like, yo, I can't, man.
Not a great week for Baseball Insider reporters. Did y'all see the Ken Rosenthal
What happened with
clip?
Bowtie? I actually don't know what happened with Bowtie.
He there was a clip that came out where at the end of the game that one of the players was coming to do the Gatorade shower, and like Buster Olney ran backwards to avoid getting wet, and he like bumped into the cameraman, and the face he gave the cameraman of like utter disgust of this guy. How dare he be in my way? Yeah, definitely made the rounds. Like he came out and sort of apologized for that.
That was Bowtie, or
yeah,
you say Buster? Okay,
yeah, that was Rosenthal.
Okay. Oh my God, Bowtie. No, I liked him though. Brother Mouzone, you know, like
he did help us out in the playoffs by pissing off the Padres so much.
I know. That's why it's hard to believe that he would do anything bad. Yeah, no, but I just had to include that last little stab to Buster Olney.
Yeah,
take your word for it because you're Buster Olney. Got me blocked by Buster Olney. Like,
how dare you?
What a bitch, dude. Like straight up. Oh my God. And on that catty note.
Speaking of Caddy, I also wanted to shout out how much Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh seem to still hate each other.
It's insane. Actually insane.
I love it. It's
oh my God. What's your deal, dude? Like, hey, what's your deal? You know what? Like, in fairness, I still hate Jim Harbaugh. Like, a part of me still hates him. And I don't, it's just inexplicable. And then when I found out Richard Sherman hated him for the same, like also hated him, I was like, you know what? I used to hate you, Richard Sherman, but now I like you because fuck Jim Harbaugh. Like,
Pete Carroll is like such a chill old man, except whenever anybody brings up Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. Like, they literally asked him, "Do you have any fond memories of him?" I have memories.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh.
I totally forgot that. Yeah, those two were going at it last night.
I got so angry when Michigan won the college football national title. Like when they won the title, I was pissed. Like I was like, "Fuck that guy." I hope he leaves for the fucking NFL. Like, and sure enough. Anyway, well, thanks for joining us on another edition of Everyone Hates Us. I'm your host, Lee, joined by my gracious co-hosts, Kellen Murphy, Dan Grievous. And so, guys, real quick, we're going to have a time change. Woo, 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 woo. We are moving episodes to Fridays. So not this Friday, but the next coming Friday. will be our next episode. And I think this format is going to be pretty interesting because we get to be ahead of the weekend series, and we only get a couple of them, but we'll be able to look back at what happened on Thursday night, look forward to the weekends for football, while also getting some baseball coverage in. But I just want to say thank you everybody who's joined us thus far. We will see you next Friday. So a week from Friday on this channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, give us comments, tell us who needs a haircut. Probably Colin, because he keeps covering his head with a beanie.
There's a reason I'm wearing a hat. Yes.
I knew it.
Just wanted to show I also have one of those, Colin.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
I have the Packers one as well.
You two disgust me. That is terrible. I have a bear.
I have a Rockets
Actually,
one,
I
too.
can't show this bear because it shows where my son goes to preschool, and I don't really want to dox him. But anyway, catch you guys on the flip side.
See y'all.